Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. You know, today I've been thinking along the lines of how many illustrations and thoughts come from a farm and farm animals, horses, and even Book of Revelations talk about the horses, and red horses and white horses, and you know, just so many. Well, you know, I was thinking about a particular incident that often happens when people were farming back in the day. You had the hames around the collar. The collar was around the horse's neck, and the trace chains came back from the hames. The hames went around the collar and tied underneath so that a load could be pulled. And then the chains, the trace chains they called it, went all the way back to the single tree, and the single tree was hooked to the plow. I guess I wound up giving a little lesson there in harnessing a horse. But you know, the old mule or horse would be plowing along, and I imagine it got tired, and all of a sudden it would get its foot over the trace. Well, now, when a horse or mule got his foot over the trace, he could not pull a load. And it would hurt his leg and rub all the hair off of his leg and down into his skin. And so he would just keep trying to pull his leg backwards and get back in the traces. Get back over so that it wouldn't hurt him and so he could pull. Well, a good illustration is we want to be sure and not get our foot out of the trace. We want to keep going within bounds where we can pull a load. We need to be able to pull a load. But you know, when you get your foot out of the trace, it's not a happy thing. Of course, that's what prayer meetings and everything is about. Sometimes we go to prayer meeting, we walk in with our foot out of the trace, and we know that we need to get it back in. We're not carrying our load. We're not doing what we ought to do. We don't have the right attitude. We don't have our mind on God. We don't have our mind on church. I have had my foot over the trace. And I want to tell you, you have to pray and you have to get it back in line, in sync. To hear the preacher get up and preach and you enjoy it and back him up and feel something. For you to want to go to the altar and help people pray, come to God. In order to pull your load, you got to keep everything right, in line. Well, so be it. God bless you.